Oh, now it comes. Thank Hi everyone. My name is Marata Priti and I'm here with Anna. We both work at the Career Services Office, so I'm a manager for co-op careers and multi-directed learning. And we are a team of 5. So on this slide, you'll see our team. Usually we divide you hear from us external facing, internal facing team. And as part of the external facing, we have 2 engagement coordinators. Anna is one of them, and Kat, who have an opportunity to meet her when we have another orientation closer, when the term starts. And in terms of career advising, we have 2 career advisors, Azita and Judith. Those are the ones who will be more in touch because we are going to have a lot of activities that are going to be around the term, then Azita and Judith will be your contact. The difference between we want the team. The difference between the 2 groups is Azita and Judith will be student facing. They will be more in touch with you through your journey with the experiential learning and the faculty information. And Sana and Kat will be out there reaching out to employers and connecting with employers, bringing in opportunities for you, tailor those opportunities based on the concentrations we have and based on labor market demand. What for our employers, what are they looking at faculty information, what skills our students bring. So they are the sales people who go out there and tell to the employers how wonderful the students in the faculty information are. So I'll pass it to Sana, who is going to do a little icebreaker, how each of you to know a little bit more. This is the first, I believe, event in person that you're coming here. So why don't you start meeting and networking with one another? So Sana will explain what we're going to do in the next 5 minutes, and from there we can.
Thank you, Esmeralda, and I love to meet all of you, and welcome. It's such a joy to see you all, and we're so excited to be working with you in the coming years. So as Esmeralda said, so my name is Anna, and I'm one of the engagement coordinators, so I work with employers promoting our awesome students, all of you. So yeah, I'm just really excited to be here. Now, with all of you, as you took the time to come out here, and we're part of career services, so I'm gonna have to inject some, career service and curriculum here, which is elevator pitch. And an elevator pitch is also something that you use during networking, really. You can use it on a resume, you use it on social media, you use it to answer the interview question, tell me about yourself. But we're not gonna worry about that right now, but I just want, we want all of you to take a minute to turn to the person beside you, or in front of you, or behind you, and introduce yourself. Something super low stakes, 2 minutes per person, be mindful of the time. We're gonna take 5 minutes in total. So you're gonna just look around, say hello to someone, talk about what brings you here. Why did you choose to pursue your master's of information? And what are you passionate about? What are you committed to? So you can just think of these 3, it should help you breeze through those 2 minutes. And I'll leave it up to you. We'll start now. So turn to the person around you and introduce yourself. Answers. So you got a chance to chat with your neighbors. Hopefully, you got to know the person you came in with a little bit better if you're chatting with someone you came in with. But how was that? Good. Yeah. Do you need more time? Do you need more time to chat? All right. So we're just going to move on to our next slide, which is giving you an overview of what we do. And I'm going to pass it to my manager, Esmeralda, to give you an overview.
Thank you so much. Okay, before we start with our slide and tell you what we do, I have a couple of questions. So we are all technician undergraduate, we know this. That's right? Anyone skip and somehow get the progress? Okay, no. So in your undergrad, how many of you did co-op? Okay, great, good number of students, upcoming student. And any of you had any internship? Okay, amazing. Practical. Okay, I have a few over there. Have you ever worked before? Wow, that's amazing. Are you still working? Okay. All these questions because I want to see what kind of experience you have under your belt coming to this program. And I think that you will bring a lot. So while we teach you the technical skills and knowledge to become an information professional, you still, the job search process, the co-op search is something, a knowledge that you have to have on the side. You cannot get into the labor market and get a job if you don't know how to draft your resume, how to have a cover letter, how to look for an interview, and how do you motivate yourself when you have sent out 100 resumes and you get no calls. So what is missing there in your resume? So that's what career services team does, and that's why we're here. And we do understand that you all come from all different programs. Some of you may have skills and knowledge that you have built in your undergrad, and now you're coming to public information with knowledge that you will build further. But there are other ones who have completely changed their career. They are looking for something completely different in the concentration that you can join. So our team is here to provide you all that support in whatever level you are. So the only thing I want to build on what Matt said at the beginning, you have to reach out and you have to connect with our team. In every moment that you feel uncomfortable, if you have your resume done and you are like, maybe I want a second opinion on my resume, you can reach out to our team and they can give you an advice in terms of getting anything to think of quickly there, or if it's perfect and that will boost your confidence. Or if you have an interview coming up and you need to have a mock interview, you just want to brush up with the picture skills and interview skills. And again, reach out to our team and see them, they will be there to have a mock interview. So in terms of career services, this is a list of what we do. In terms of career advising, we keep it very broad because we know that all students come with unique experience and knowledge. And questions that you have will be very specific to your previous education and background and job search. So our team tailored the session with you based on what you are, what your needs are. So we provide, as I said, resume, cover letter, mock interviews. In terms of connecting with career services, have you ever in your previous education used any platforms that the institution or education used to engage you with career services? Okay, perfect. That's glad to hear because we do the same here. Our platform is Simplicity. So you are going to have access to Simplicity early when you start the term, and you have access there to different resources we provide. For those of you who choose to do a co-op, there will be positions there that Dana have tailored, and we already, it's not that Dana had, but we already have a group of employers every single year because they want to hire our students. So they already know in and out from the employer perspective, and they start posting their positions there, and you have access to it and you can apply. So we have a very strong employer pool who are very eager to hire our students. and we have built those relationships ahead of time. But we do understand that we have diverse number of students who they are looking for opportunities that they want to search on their own. They are very unique to their expertise, to their knowledge, and whatever you are trying to reach in terms of your next step in your career. So we allow students to find their opportunities as well, to apply for opportunities wherever they are, and we'll work together to see if those are a good match for the co-op that you'll be doing or the internship or practice that you'll be doing. In addition, you have access, these are resources that you have within faculty information, but as a University of Toronto student, you have access to the central services that we have for career services. Any questions so far? Okay. How many people at this point in time feel like I want to do a co-op, I want to get some experience? Okay, we have a good number of students. The good news is that we don't have to decide right now. You have time until we start in September. So when we come closer to after the registration, sometime in mid-August or in September, the career services team is going to provide orientation sessions, co-op orientation sessions, where we're going to explain to you in detail if you choose, because co-op, as you know, is optional. As a master of information, you can decide to do co-op or you can decide to do another path. So if you decide to do a co-op, then you are going to be in an enrollment process with us, and we're going to provide all the details step by step how that is going to look like. If you decide to do a co-op, usually co-op here starts in summer. So you can have, there are different options. You can have a 4-month co-op in the summer. You can have an 8-month co-op summer and fall, or you can choose to do only one co-op in the fall. The majority of students have a co-op during summer and fall. However, we have a small number of students who may choose to do a co-op in the winter. Always work very close with the student advising team to make sure that your academic standing to the program, you are in good standing and you are not like doing co-op, but you are not fulfilling other program requirements, or these two are not balanced one another. One thing to keep in mind with co-op, you always have to finish your academic program with an academic term. So you cannot finish with the co-op. So this is something that we will discuss and will reinforce as we go for those of you who decide to do a co-op. In addition to co-op, there are students who choose to not do a co-op for whatever reason. Because we have everything optional, you are the one who decides. You are the one who says, okay, my journey in the Faculty of Information, in the MI program, I will either want to do this and that. So if you choose not to do co-op, we have practicums. So you can either do one semester, one term co-op, and one term practicum. Now explain what the practicum is. Or you can do 2 practicums. So overall, in the MI program, you can have only 1 full credit for experiential learning. Okay, so 2 semesters or 2 terms of co-op, there will be 1 full term, 1 semester will be a 0.5. Now, what is the difference between co-op and practicum? The practicum is it's a course, and you only have 100 hours. So we send a call for applications out. For example, now we send a call for application out for students who want to do a co-op practicum for the month of for the summer term, and different employers apply. And we have a list of applications which are multi-projects or ongoing projects that different employers have, and they want our students 105 hours. Okay. And we have employees who want our students for this specific period of time, and they send this application. We have faculty who go through all the application and say, the first kind of filter is, are these applications applicable for the students who in our concentrations? And if they are, then the students and the faculty, they choose which project you want to be involved. So it'll be 105 hours through the term. So this is more tailored from the faculty side, when for the co-op, and in the case of the practicum can be paid or unpaid. The majority, I would say 95% are unpaid. So we have a good number of students who sometimes they choose to do practicum for the summer, and they choose a co-op, for example, for fall. So they can take both options, and there are those students who feel very confident in the labor market. They have very clear idea what they want to do. They have very strong set of skills, and they go for co-op. So again, it's up to you. This is like a basket of opportunities that you can pick and choose based on where you are at in your journey as related to the experiential learning. So, Talent In, this is a program for my students, is for working in libraries here at UFD. Career Service is not involved on this. If you have an interest on this opportunity, you have to connect with Andrea. So Andrea is in touch with the program that we run within the UFD libraries, and they have a selection process. It's not run by Career Services, but there is an interview process, and once you get into that, you are not eligible after to do a co-op. So you need to do one or the other. Any questions about this? We have information already on the website about our co-op. We are currently slightly changing a little bit the admission criteria to the co-op program, always with the intention to give you as much time as possible to apply. One important thing I want to highlight is that even though the co-op is going to take place in the fall, because it's a requirement that you complete the first year required courses, doesn't mean that you have to wait later in the bigger term to profile. So when I asked this question at the beginning, I want to get your attention that when you look for a job, you look for a co-op, you cannot find it within a month. It's a work in progress. You have to start very early. So I would strongly advise you start even from September, just to come up with a list of the organizations that you want to work. What kind of jobs they have that you want to apply, like interns, co-ops and internships that you want to work for. So start the search as early as possible, and start looking and applying as early as possible. Because even though we have specific deadlines, our office is very supportive to connect with you even earlier than January. If you have opportunities to see, for example, let's say you have applied for co-op 8 months, and the company, let's say, is RBC, and they have offered you this position, even though we haven't started yet with actively with co-op in January. We can still go through the process with you and even after the same period of time. Okay.
Here's Martha. So we wanted to just give you an idea of where our students are hired. When we say hired, we mean hired for co-op, because we're talking about working for learning, where they do their practicums and so forth. So there's a little bit of a divide here. This obviously is not a list that includes everybody. So that would be kind of sad. But we are giving examples of some of our most popular companies. When I say that, what I mean is that they're really like our students. They make sure that they give our students a chance, and they end up hiring a lot of our students, like you guys. So in the financial sector, we have the major banks. We have CNBC, RBC, TD, and Scotiabank. There's examples with the government. So we work with various levels of government, municipal, federal, and provincial. Some examples are the Ontario Digital Service, Ontario Public Service, Government of Ontario, the Ministry of Transportation, Department of National Defence, and Armed Forces. This is just a small snippet, and much like Esmeralda already explained, my role as an engagement coordinator, me and my colleague Kat, we're out there trying to develop partnerships, networking, liaising, finding opportunities for all of you. So the list only continues to grow. And similarly, if you know someone, right, you have this contact, or someone's like, I want to work with you guys, connect me, feel free to reach out to us. And that's what we mean by reach out to us, let us know how we can get involved and help you. Some examples of non-for-profit are the United Nations, we have UNESCO, then there's the education sector, in addition to, as you know, university is pretty large institution in itself, right? We have like 44 libraries. That's why we have the talent programs separate. Now, with that said, different departments of the university end up hiring our MI students. And quite often someone will reach out to me, they'll say, oh, I've received applications, but I didn't get any MI students. And then I'll say, well, we have our own portal, and they're seeking you out because of the very, very specific niche collaboration of skills that you bring from your one skill life in information management. And last but not least, we have some examples of private companies such as Lovelogs, IBM, Blake Castle. Like I'm going in food manufacturing sectors, law firms and so forth. This list continues to grow, and we're constantly working on that. Here's an example of some of the companies actually that hired our co-op students recently. And all the logos are there, and we actually did a poster showcase presentation whereby people in the co-op programs present what they did in a small poster and chat with other students. So there is that opportunity sometimes to get with your own peers, to connect with them, to find out how their co-op experience was, what they learned, what pieces of advice and wisdom they have to pass to you. In addition to the lovely career service staff, we also have our students who are immensely dedicated to not only their own careers, but to actually pass that down and have the opportunity to chat with you. Any questions so far? So as Esmeralda mentioned, the portal that we use at Career Services at the Faculty of Information is Simplicity. Simplicity is our in-house CRM, Client Relations Management database, whereby students are using it to, our MI students are using it to find will opportunities such as co-ops. Even the practicum project submissions are used through Simplicity. Now this is it doesn't mean that this is the only place that you look to find co-op. It just means this is a place where you'll find the curated companies that have a vested interest and a relationship and partnership with us posting. It's really it's a one-stop shop for all opportunities, and we're continuously working on how to make that better in terms of what we bring to you for volunteer opportunities and other resources. I'm going to give you the next few slides will show you just screenshots of what it looks like. So just so you can get an idea of what the platform holds and how you may want to use in its capacity in the future years. We do recommend, before I move on, quickly some tips. Check your accounts daily, just like email. I know we, as my role, I'm always checking it daily because I'm waiting for employers to submit and so forth. But we strongly advise you, especially during co-op terms, to be mindful of the opportunities that are posted, because sometimes employers, through no fault of their own, but the deadline will be short, and there's a reason for that. It will be within a week, and so keep in mind that various companies have various deadline and times. There's no set deadline that we as co-op office tell them they need to have. So you may get positions that are expiring very soon. So please check regularly. And you can also get tailored access to resources that Career Services that we put out, like interview strategies, resume, cover letters, and so forth. And also links to, if you are, to the Center for International Experience. So these are sometimes if you have placements that are abroad, we're not the experts in that. So we provide the relevant information and resource referral to where you can find that information as well. So here's what, when you're logged in, your home page is basically going to look at, it's going to give you a snapshot of what you viewed, and it's going to give you a number of jobs. Based on what you viewed, the latest jobs, expired jobs, it's going to have different options here in terms of how it organizes the jobs that you do have. Trending jobs as well, in terms of what are the most popular ones, although that shouldn't really dictate your choice in applying. I hope we're all informed. It's just something that the system uses to showcase. Once you click on a job, actually, I wanted to quickly, no, that'll come later. So once you click on a job, it'll give you the description, information on how to apply. Sometimes you can apply from within the portal. Sometimes employers will say, no, we want you to go here. We want you to go inside the portal and apply in our internal system. That doesn't mean still that they're not connected with us, that we don't have a partnership. Basically, if they're posted here, we are talking to the employers. It's pretty simple. You have your resume here saved. You have to actively apply for the positions. And sometimes with the contact information, you may see the contact or you may not see it. It depends on the employer choice. Resources, so there's tabs above, you can see in the top right, jobs, events, employers, and resources. Under resources, you can see, for example, there's international student resources, past workshops, other. This is supposed to be a one-stop shop for all of you. In addition to email, obviously, it doesn't negate communication through email, but just showing you what you have. There's skill developments category that includes connection to iSchool. So iSchool is presented. So we have this is called a learning hub, and there's a number of cool activities and fun activities that are happening here, including workshops. So iSchool is also part of the Faculty of Information, and there's tons of professional development and skill development workshops that are related to career development that are being presented, in addition to CLNX, which is the central learning network for career services, like a main hub. You notice that at U of T, each faculty has their own respective career departments, but then there's also a central. So you have your pick of resources that you can choose to use, or if you want to inquire, always come to us and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions. With networking, workshops that we create, we make sure that they're uploaded here for you to access. And finally, I just wanted to show you the employers tab. You can search by industry, you can search by actually just the keywords by location. Not too complicated, pretty straightforward and simple. And choose to follow companies too, so that way when company that you particularly like posts, just like on LinkedIn, you will get that notification. Or if you were to subscribe to an external notification, we have that built in on the platform. So, and that was a lot of information. So I'll give you a minute to digest. And if you have any questions, please feel free to. Oh, you see a number of things. So, hi, you can go first, and then I'll get to you. Good question. Absolutely, there are co-op opportunities for libraries as well. I know it can get confusing. Talent is but one small program, and it has very specific, so it runs for the 2 years. There's 50 hours maximum per week. So it's very structured in its own way. With co-op, if there are many libraries out there that I'm currently talking to that they want to have someone for the summer. They have a budget and it's full time. And if that's like if it doesn't fit into the talent mold, we talk to them for co-ops and then post the opportunities there.
In terms of resume, I am so sorry, not a person.
That's okay. I'm gonna send it. Yeah.
Not in information field, but in my first. Well, information.
Absolutely. That's one of the major things that we do as career development professionals. So, the fact that this is a graduate program that attracts people from the various walks of life. Now it's all about, showcasing your transferable skills, putting them in such a way that tells the employer your story and then how you are a value add to the company. So yes, absolutely. That's a very, very good question because it applies to so many of us. And I can say for myself, I wanted to be a dietitian and here I am, as a career coach now. So I've done it myself. Our staff have done it and yeah, absolutely. So great questions. Some more. So I'll go to you.
Pay scale would be in a co-op, like what kind of range?
So co-op is competitive and for students, okay, let me restart. We have competitive rates. If I had to give you an average, typically for our tech sector, it's 23 to 33 now. Now this does not apply to all sectors. I can see that education institutions, archives and libraries, their rates will be a little lower, but us as staff, we're advocating for competitive rates because let's face it, prices aren't going down. But anyway, so that's an average that I can give you for him that we're aiming to. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So part of career services is teaching you the career development skills so that you may utilize them, right? So with regards to networking, attending events, you wouldn't believe the number of employers I speak to that will say, I have positions posted. However, if a student is able to negotiate, I'm open to turning this position into a co-op. So you never know who has a position available for you. And part of the coaching that we do in terms of the skills that we provide is equipping you with those set of skills so that you may go out there and utilize them and get those connections and opportunities for yourself. So yes, even practicum projects. So we mentioned co-op, but also practicum because the practicum is project-based, which means that you're chatting with an employer, you have an idea, you see a need, and you can communicate, hey, this is how I can add value. Let's make a project. You can start that, and you can start that at any time. Maybe you can start that outside of co-op, right? It doesn't have to be the registered will that you do, although you will be doing some form of the work integrated learning opportunity. It's our hope that you're utilizing the very skills that you're learning and making connections continuously, because it's never too late to make those employer connections.
And can you hear me on mic?
Yeah. Just so the people online can hear you actually though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
No, just to add Sana's description was a very good summary. For those who love numbers, as we are here, we have this year like 50% of students who have secured co-op on their own, and those ones who have secured co-op through our job board. So we have when you get there, we'll have a tab there, we'll say you find on your own or you apply for simplicity, and that's where we are. And so all options are on the table. If you are the go-getters, I'm sure if you are all here, you are the go-getters. You are going to start applying right away. I'm sure that when you from here, you are going to put those employers that we have there, opportunities that are out there, and you are starting your search where you want to apply. So yeah, feel free to start applying, and we have our email as well, the careers email or the generic email. Anytime you have questions, please send an email to us, and we'll be happy to answer.
Okay, few more. I thought I had first, so and then I'll go to you.
Can you?
Oh, the question was, can you get a practicum if you're a part-time student? I haven't run across that yet.
I think you can. The only reason I'm saying yes, and you can figure it out this later, but for co-op, you have to sign up, you have to do full time. For practicum, you can register on your own. You can elect the course. So there is no, I don't see any obstacle there for you as a part-time student to do practicum course.
If you can email us, we'll get back to you. Like guarantee answer.
And you have plenty of time. You are not eligible in the first year to go practicum, so you can send an email and we can answer that. Yeah.
I wonder, is there a certain amount of like spots for the co-op, like a certain amount of students in the faculty that can get that opportunity? That's my, oh, then I have a second one, which is like, is co-op only I guess just like limited to Canada? If you're an international student, can you do something in different states? Like, can I do something there? Can I do something somewhere else?
Yeah, I'll answer the first one. I can take the second. Okay. For in terms of the number of students who are accepted to the co-op, there is no limit. So let's say if 300 students are accepted to the MI program, and all of them want to go co-op, all of them can sign up. So there's going to be a sign-up form at the beginning. We're trying to integrate that as well, where you'll show your interest if you want to go co-op or not. At the same time, you can sign up for a co-op, but for whatever reason, something comes along the way, and you cannot go for a co-op in the summer term. So that's fine. You can do it in a later term, or you may choose to do cases for another pathway. So there is no restrictions in terms of how many students are admitted to the co-op program. The only catch though is their admission criteria. So you have to fulfill the admission criteria. In the one that is, you'll see them on the website. The one that usually starts at the big hole in the week semester is the GPA of the first term. So that's where we see that some of the students who don't reach the GPA, they get, but most of the students are eligible.
And for the second question, absolutely, yes. You can secure international co-op placements. Just make sure that you do meet the visa requirements, work permit requirements. Career Services doesn't deal with the specifics of that, but we can connect you to Center of International Experience for resources too. But much like, like you, we have many students that go back to the place where they already have privileges to work in their visa. So yes, you can absolutely do that. The sooner the better, because sometimes the paperwork can take some time. Okay. Yeah, time. Is it possible to come on in pieces for the practical work?
Because these are all exceptions. They don't follow the normal pathways that we have for the AMI program. This needs to be discussed case by case with the us and the academic advisor.
I wanted to, but I also wanted to say balance of words a lot. Okay.
One or the other. That's an excellent question. We still have admission criteria in the co-op, which they will go through the term. However, we encourage everyone to apply for co-op. Why? Because even you are a full-time student, some employers, they even if you are not, let's say for whatever reason you didn't meet the GPA requirement, then you cannot, or you did not have enough credit. You still can, if the employer is giving you an offer, you can still take it as an employment. Okay, so you still are building experience. But in terms of starting, most of our students who had good experiences, they start right in September. Because that doesn't mean that if you start in September, they are going. Usually the co-op, our internships are very well established, especially with the organizations that Sana listed. For example, banks, they will start late November for summer co-ops. So you have, if you start in late November, sometime November, September, October has to be the time when you work on your resume or you do your search in terms of what position you want to apply for.
Not just banks, but also like the big companies. So if you're looking at big tech companies, in big private companies and banks, they will start recruiting for their summer programs in the fall. So you may be wise to start your search in terms of the networking, the chatting, the conversations with various departments and people right off the bat. So that way you can perhaps even negotiate a placement and create one. But there is hope. I know in the past, we said that you can't get co-op in a month. We've still had students who miraculously gotten a co-op within a month. So it has happened. So if you're at that stage and it's summer and it's like a month and a half away or a month away and you're thinking, oh no, I don't know what to do. There's no guarantee. Of course, your pool of selection will vary and also the industries will vary. So you can discount all the government industries, municipal, federal, and provincial. They, much like the big tech companies, will have hired and secured by January, February, the latest for their summer positions. But with that said, there's always exceptions. And even in government, we had one student that shared during the poster showcase, they were able to secure within a month. So it will happen, but it doesn't mean, obviously, we'll encourage you to apply the earlier as soon as possible. I think it's on hand somewhere there, but maybe the question was answered already.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to meet all of you. And I'm sure this is just the first one. We're gonna see each other in more upcoming events. And when we have the co-application session, when you are interested on that and other events that we are going to offer to the term. So welcome to the faculty probation. We have already decided that this is going to be your home for the next year. And I wish you a wonderful time. Take advantage of the agenda for the rest of the day. Others are coming up.